So we're going to start with basic cockpit, basic parachute. Not really going for the crazy returned items for this one. What do I have for engines? Nothing great. Got no one here. That's alright. Alright, so this is going to be our orbiter here. So we're going to add our science equipment to this. I want one of these. Oop, bug. One of those, and a couple of the mystery goos. Alright, so that should be our orbiter, so we just need something to get it up into Kerbin orbit. I'd really like to go to moon orbit with this if I can, but just a flyby, I think. So we're going to... I think a lunar injection... What's the efficiency on this? 370... 370. So let's get the vectoring one. This is going to be our transfer stage, hopefully. So we should be able to get all this into orbit and then send the rest of it onward to the moon. So we just need our launch stage. Let's do the tricoupler. Couple of these. Nice big engines. Aerodynamic control surfaces. That'll give us some extra stability and keep us under control in the thick parts of the atmosphere. Do need to tie these together. You don't want the rocket to start getting all wobbly. Let's just... No? No, where'd that go? Alright, so now the whole rocket is off-center. Because I had to move it to delete that one thing. Alright, so we're going to want to put this right about here. Connect to that. That'll reinforce these connections, keep that from wobbling around. I think this might be able to get us to the moon. We'll see. I think I'm gonna add some solid rocket boosters as well. Ooh, I'm not sure how I can make this work well, actually. Yeah, no, let's just see how this runs. We'll add boosters if this doesn't make it up. So we'll call this, I think the ALF one. ALF Mark 1. Let's see, what kind of flag do we want? Yeah, I think we'll just stick with the basic Kerbal one. Bing. Oh. How did... Oh, okay. Save. Alright, let's make sure we've got our stages properly set up here. Alright, we want... Alright, Alright, so when this separates, that should be next. Yes, we want that to also activate the next engine. And this will be the next separation, and we want that to activate this engine. I just realized that's... yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good. Alright, let's see how this flies. Have I installed Kerbal Alarm Clock on this yet? I have not. Okay, so I don't think I have any mods installed for this just yet. That's alright though. Alright, and we're about ready to launch, I think. Be a nice night launch. Should be fine. Throttle to maximum, stability control on, and away we go. Alright, so I'm going to throttle back just a little bit. I want to keep our acceleration right about 1G here. Don't want to accelerate too hard or you wind up burning away a lot of your fuel early on in the atmosphere. You just want to fly nice and quickly through the thick parts of the atmosphere because you're getting a lot of aerodynamic drag. And the harder you push against it, the harder it pushes back against you. So you just want to slice nice and effectively through this part of the atmosphere, get up above it, and then you can start burning your fuel for space. Accelerating about 1G keeps you well below terminal velocity until you're through the atmosphere. Because if you hit terminal velocity, you're just wasting your fuel after that point. Alright, so about 5,000 feet, or meters. 5,000 meters. Metric! Just metric units. We're going to start our gravity turn shortly. I want to get above the thickest part of the atmosphere here. That should be about 10,000 meters here. Space Center looks so small. Actually, it still looks pretty huge from up here, but, you know. Alright, just broke 200 meters per second. I'm going to start the gravity turn. Nice, gentle turn towards the 90-degree mark. It's on our nav ball here. Throttle back up to full. And we're really not using a whole lot of our fuel here, so this is going wonderfully so far. Our launch stage has gotten us above 10,000. We're about to hit 20 kilometers. And we're still burning the launch stage. This is going a lot better than I expected it. So our goal for this is a shot around the moon, which I know it looks like I'm going the wrong way, but we'll orbit around and hit that from the other side of the planet. There we go. Alright, let's turn over. Let's check our progress on the map. Bink. Alright, so we've got our apoapse above the atmosphere now. So we're just going to try and flatten out our orbit a little bit. Because we're not going for altitude now, we're going for speed. So you want to burn towards the horizon once you've got all the altitude you need. That'll get you a wider orbit and make it easier to finish putting the ship into orbit once you get up there. And we're going to cut at 105. Alright, so now we've got a maneuver that we're going to need to do here. Alright, so this is the burn we'll need to get us into a circular orbit, which is the first step towards going to the moon. So that's 649 meters per second, and we are in space. So we've burned about half of our fuel in this stage. That should be okay, I think. We'll see how much we have left after the insertion burn. So we might be cutting it a little close. I would like to send this stage crashing into the moon, because I don't want to leave any debris up there. Yeah, debris is not a huge issue in this game. I mean, the odds of actually hitting anything, you'd have to play for a really long time. But I've had a few close calls with leftover space junk in older save files. And you never pass the stuff slowly. If you encounter space junk, it whizzes past incredibly quickly. It's certainly more than enough to destroy whatever spacecraft it hits. So you just want to, you want the parts to either fall back to Kerbin or hit something else, preferably. It's only really around Kerbin that it's a huge issue. Once you get out beyond Kerbin, you can leave pretty much whatever junk you want out there and you'll never see it again. Alright, so we have a 25-second burn coming up. So we're going to want to start that about 12.5 seconds before the time that it would happen, because this engine is not going to be able to do the full burn instantaneously. Alright, almost there. Alright, starting burn in 3, 2, 1. See how much fuel this uses. That's different. Alright, let's see what kind of orbit we wound up with. 107 by 104? I'm pretty happy with that. So that's pretty close to circular. So now we'll need to burn for the moon. So we're going to set that as our target. Alright, so we're going to want to put our maneuver node a little bit further back and a little bit earlier in the orbit than that, not too much. Alright, so we want to bump into the moon when it's about here, so we're going to burn here. So that's still much too early. Or much too late, actually. I'd like a free return if I can get it. Ooh, that's nice. It's a little bit too far, though. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's 852. That way we can just use up however much fuel we need to here, and we're still going to make it back. Alright, so let's go ahead and line up for this burn. It's going to be a two-part burn because we're definitely not going to have enough fuel left in just this stage. So 28 seconds with this engine, and the last one was supposed to be 25 seconds. Oh, did I mess this contract up? Transmit or recover. Okay. I think we'll be alright. Okay, so I don't have to transmit it home, I just have to get it home. Which should be pretty easy with this mission. I don't think we're going to have any trouble getting back. Alright, so let's get a little closer to this maneuver node. We're going to time warp around the planet. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I think I'm going to start my burn about 10 more seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, let's burn through this stage pretty quick. Gonna have to just live with the space junk for this one, sadly. Yeah. Alright, so good thing we started the burn a little early, because this is going to take another 50 seconds to get us past the moon. It's a small little efficient engine on this one, sadly. Not particularly strong, but it'll get us there and it won't use very much fuel to do it. So we might even be able to put ourselves in orbit around the moon, but I'm not entirely sure we'll have that much fuel left. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we'll definitely have enough fuel to get into orbit. This might be a viable landing craft if I put legs on it. Wouldn't be able to get back, but we'll probably be able to touch down. Alright, let's see how that worked out for us. Alright, we've got our free return. Alright, so let's trim this. I want to get as close to the moon as possible. And we've got the fuel to burn now because we're already on a free shot back to Kerbin. Alright, looks like that's as good as we're going to get, because that's... If we get any closer to the moon, we're going to miss the planet when we come back. So, this is good enough. Not a bad little rocket. Alright, let's do some science here. Crew report. Already did that. I'll keep the crew report anyway. Keep. What's he think? Absolutely nothing. Alright. Okay, we're going to save that crew report for later because I think I may need that to satisfy the contract I have. So our next big goal is to do some science around the moon. So let's time warp. Actually, let's stop out here. I need to do a little bit... I don't think I've been this far from Kerbin yet, so let's do a little science out here. Report. It's very round. Very, very round. Very astute observation. EVA report. Just recorded your observations. Very generic science one there. I don't know if I want to use these or not. I'm going to have a lot more trips to the moon, so I might save these. Yeah, let's go ahead and burn some. I can only use it once. Yeah, let's just go for maximum science. I'll use this when we get closer to the moon. Speaking of, let's go ahead and fast forward to that. This is going to be weird. I'm used to using Kerbal Alarm Clock to avoid accidental fast forwards through important stuff, like this transition right there. Yep, I shouldn't have fast forwarded through that. Alright, so let's use one of our mystery goos. It's a mystery! 30. That is excellent. Crew report. EVA. Take data. EVA report. Alright, so we're going to pack up the science info because we're not going to be bringing this back with us. So we want that in the capsule with us, or else it will just burn up in the atmosphere. So the only part of this spaceship we're going to recover is the capsule and the parachute. And not even very much of the parachute. So let's get close. I'm not sure at what altitude they consider you close to the moon. Let's go for a little nearer. That's got to be good enough. Alright. So we got to do this quick because I don't know how much time I have here. Let's do crew report. High over the moon still. Really? Try again. Alright, let's get a little closer. Let's go below 100,000. That hopefully will be close enough. So now I'm a little worried I'm going to miss some of my science that I could get on this. Alright, let's try that. Crew report. High over the moon. Crew report. Still high over the moon. This is great. Still getting closer. Alright, let's put us in orbit. I could put it into orbit, or I can just get home and get more money. Yeah, let's do an orbit. And after I was so careful to get the free return, now I'm just going to waste it. Unless, if I get close enough to do the near science, then I'll accept the free return. So we're about 2 minutes away from what I'd need to burn to get into orbit if I want to. Still gonna wait and see. I'm not sure I want to put this into orbit yet. I definitely didn't leave this guy prepared for a, who am I kidding? I've got tons of fuel. Yeah, let's get into orbit. Alright, so fast forward a little. Going to start our burn at 12 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, burn. I want to make very, very careful observation of this maneuver because we do not want to get too low. Because there are mountains on the moon that will kill you dead if you get too low to the ground. So we're not going to drop below 20 here. $20 is way higher than you need to be, but I don't want to risk anything on my first trip. So yeah, we still got more than half of our fuel, so we got plenty left to get back. Alright, let's get around to the light side so we can actually see this thing. There we go. We have achieved orbit around the moon. That is so cool. Alright. Now we should be able to do science. In space near the moon. Perfect. Keep data. EVA. EVA report. Keep data. Take data. Store experiments. EVA report. Let's get back inside, do some experiments. The high radiation environment caused a few of the samples to glow. It would be fun to paint the rocket with this. 75 science. That's going to unlock pretty much an entire tier of items on its own. And there's another 30. This is the first time in 0.24 that I have been anywhere near the moon, so this is... I'm pretty happy with this. Nice simple rocket got us up here. Let's try another EVA. There's lots of science to be had. Yes, that's different. Alright, let's see. Are we going to go over any big craters here? Ooh, this one might be close enough to get some science off that one. If not, I can probably incline our orbit a little bit and get it. And we're going to fly over this one, and I can't see anything on the back. So let's do one orbit, and then we'll head back. That's the big crater I was seeing from the map screen, so let's see if we're close enough. Highlands, no. Still no. Make sure I'm not floating too far away from the ship. Yeah, I think we're good here. Oh, so close. Oh, come on, that's gotta be good enough. It's right there. Give me credit for getting near this crater. Aw. I don't think I'm close enough. Okay, so moment of truth is going to be in a few more seconds for this one. So I think right about here is probably the limit to the edge of the crater as far as the science is concerned. Getting a little far from the spacecraft. Oh, that's neat. There's a lunar arch down there. That's one of the little, one of the few bits of unique terrain on the moon. Alright, so that's something we can land at later. Right on the equator as well. Alright, let's get back in the ship. This isn't going to, this is not going to yield us anything here. I think I'm going to target this, this archway. Try and bring a buggy up here later, I think. Oh, 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 oh. That was a little weird. Okay, let's fast forward to the next crater. Alright, there's... Alright, this one we're definitely passing over. I have to do sound effects, because then there's no sound effects for fast forwarding. Not that there should be, I mean... Northwest Crater. 24 free science. Kind of freaks out when I jump onto the ladder, doesn't it? This whole thing is running at a lower frame rate than I'm used to for this, this game. Must be because I'm recording. I have not played this on stream before. Oh, we're gonna get one of the big midland craters here, I think. So these are not unique named craters, but they count for a special environment. It's a unique biosphere as far as it's concerned. Like, you can land in any of the modest-sized craters in a certain geographic region and get the science for it. I don't see the one I was... Alright, yeah, that... Oh, that's it there. Alright. Nope, didn't count. Alright. Alright, next crater coming up just as we pass over the day-night terminator on this face of the moon. Far side crater. You on the far side from Kerbin? This is not the far side. It's kind of the facing leftish side. I believe that's all of the craters I'm going to hit on this pass over Kerbin. Yeah, that's it. So let's burn for home. So we want to get this below 200. Below 20, I mean. Let's get that about 20, no, 7, there we go, about 20. Alright, that'll be a good re-entry pattern, I think. Did I take the science out of here? No, I didn't. Alright, let's get back outside. let go of the ladder. Let's go flying around a little bit. Want to get the science out of these. All in all, not bad. I'm quite surprised this had enough fuel to get all the way out here and back and get into orbit. But this is a design I've used before, usually with a little more fuel for a lander on top, but close enough. Alright, let's get up to this maneuver node, and we are going to bring Jebediah home, or I'm going to use up all his power spinning the ship around. I should have put some reaction control systems on this, I think. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so burn, we're going to start our burn at about T-minus 9 seconds. And that will take us home. Just a little bit of fast forward. Alright, we are burning for home. Alright, so this is going to be a direct re-entry. We're not concerned about how close to the Space Center we get. We are just looking to land somewhere back on the planet. Because we don't need to recover any of this. I don't need the money that badly. Alright, so we're going to hang on to our fuel until we're entering the atmosphere, because I don't really want to, I don't want to risk anything going weird and me finding myself just adrift up here in only the capsule. I'm certain Jebediah feels a lot better about having some, extra fuel on board as well. If I could land this thing, I could get my money back for that fuel. Which I might be able to land it, but I don't want to try landing this without any landing legs on it, because I'm going to lose the engine either way, so I'd rather not get my hopes up. Alright, while we're still really far out here, let's make sure we're still good to go for re-entry. Oh, that's perfect. Alright. Oh, accelerated that a bit too much. Let's slow that down. And we're already entering the atmosphere, so let's jettison our service module. And let's get this pointed properly for re-entry. Hopefully that doesn't hit us when we both hit the deeper parts of the atmosphere. Oh, we might actually be pretty darn close to the Space Center on this. The service module falling ahead because we've got a much higher air resistance than that does. Higher drag. Kind of neat that they actually modeled that effect in the game. This thing's much more efficient at stopping in the atmosphere than the whole service module there. Crew report? No, no point. Oh, I think we're gonna hit the mountains. That might be bad. It would be just my luck to hit the one part of the planet I can't land on without an engine. Oh no, the parachute will still activate 500 meters off the surface. Actually, no, we're gonna land in the plain west of the Space Center. That is pretty darn cool. Huh. It's almost like I did that on purpose. Almost right back to where we started. That's great. Gonna get a nice view of the mountains coming in. Jeb happy as can be, of course. Oh, am I gonna land in the mountains? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna land on top of the mountains. Alright. Let's go ahead and pop the parachute then. We need to slow down as much as possible before we get down here. You get a lot of free braking power from the atmosphere as you come in, but you need all of the help you can get when you're going to stop, when you're going to land at such a high altitude. On the bright side, we're going to be able to get out and take some soil samples and that I wouldn't have been able to get up here without an airplane for. I've all the time I've been playing this, I've never had a spaceship land on a mountain. Of course, the one time I stream. Here we are. Parachute should be activating any moment now. We're still doing 120 knots. Sorry, meters per second. Metric system, metric system. Alright, good. That didn't snap, so we're going to have a nice, gentle landing when we touch down. And hopefully we're not going to roll down the mountain. And we're rolling down the mountain. No, 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 no. Just want the capsule to sit upright. There we go. Good enough. Alright, let's get out and take some samples, get a little science done. Come on, let me stow my... That's weird. Keep that, and let's recover the ship.